How's everyone doing this morning? How is everyone doing? Something's a little weird with the audio from my computer. We're gonna have to see how Adrian comes through. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure what happened, but the sound from my computer to the streaming computer is softer than it should be. Don't know why. And like I was looking through, you know, like one of the reasons why that happens that I've had is like this gets turned down for some reason. And so the output to my audio device is quieter. But that's not the case today. So I'm not entirely sure. But no need. All right. So we're on just a little bit early. Adrian is going to be joining in about 10 minutes. He's going to be joining us in about 10 minutes, yeah. So what we're going to do... Sound is okay? Thank you, Icy Boxy. So what we're going to do today, and I'll explain a little bit more when Adrian joins, is we're going to go through and secure our containers. And Adrian has graciously accepted my invite to join this morning. It's not morning for him. It's very much morning for me. And he's going to help us just secure our containers in multiple ways. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over your base container image, and we're going to go over multi-stage Docker builds, and we're going to start leveraging, actually, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. If you guys have seen chain guard images, we're gonna attempt to leverage those, and just the free, what you can get for free. We're gonna try to attempt to leverage those for our Twitch alerts. We're gonna see the difference in the CVEs that we have. We're gonna also learn to scan our images. We're gonna do this all in GitHub Actions, and then after that, we're gonna figure out how to assign our container images using SigStore. So another open source project by the Linux Foundation, so that you guys, if somebody else wants to use my Twitch alerts, they can. Let me turn the sound on my phone down. There we go. All right. All right, so cool beans. We're going to be using, let me show you some of the tools that we're going to be using today. And then when Adrian gets on, hopefully we can hit the ground running. I've not really done this with a co-person before, so I got on a little early to just kind of... I feel like until they join, in 10 minutes, I'm not going... I don't know if I'm going to I think I'm prepared. Obviously not. One of the things that we're going to be using is this, a Gripe. A Gripe is a tool by Encore. They provide quite a few tools. So if you guys don't know, Gripe is one of the things that we're going to be using. We're going to use this to scan our container images. We're going to scan them beforehand and after. So that's pretty cool. And then there's obviously Cosine, Sigstore. Yeah. So we're going to assign some containers. And Adrian is going to, you know what? Good thing to start. Adrian's going to talk to us about some of this stuff, and we're going to keep some notes. So let's open Obsidian. Let's open a live learning in security. Let's see. So we can keep some drawings and whatnot. Let's see, security. We don't have a security section. That feels bad. Feels bad. All right. Now, specifically today, we're going to deal with containers, but a lot of the things that we're doing today is true across the board. Let me actually, give me 1 second. Let me pull this over here. Oh, you don't want to do that, do you? Why not? There we go. Okay, this way I can see him and stream at the same time. Cool. Okay. Hopefully I get a little bit better at getting a remote person on. Hopefully we can get some more of these where people that are a little bit more knowledgeable than me get to join. All right. So let's get back to, okay. So we're going to, and then do this. So we're going to do containers today specifically. Specifically, we're going to do our Twitch alerts. This right here. Can't spell Dockerfile in the morning. It's a really dumb build. But we already do a couple things here. And so yeah, we already do a couple things here, and we're going to walk through these things. And then we're going to make this even better than it is. Even better than it is. Yeah. All right. So let's do security containers, a new note. So this is, let's just do the date here while we're waiting. It is the 30th of April. So we'll do 04 30 2024 Adrian. All right, so goals. Container builds? Why multi-stage? Ooh, we're only 5 minutes away. I do think I have a thing with him on the screen, so as soon as he joins, it will take just a second, hopefully, to get him integrated. All right. Chain guard images. What, why, how, when? Pipeline security with We're doing pipeline security with Sigstore. Sigstore. Okay. Because I always end up breaking this out, we'll just have a drawing for today. Now, remember everyone, I won't be streaming tonight like I usually do. This week is all unusual. There's only one other stream, and it's going to be a 12-hour stream. I'll need your support during that 12-hour stream to keep me awake. We'll see. We got to do our ragging of an LLM at the very end. It's going to take the most brain work at the very end. It was a terrible decision. How the guest speakers lined up had to be that way. All right. Let me just pull up my email really quickly. Make sure that he hasn't emailed me saying he can't join for some reason. Although he still has 3 minutes. Not that I'm looking. Russell, so it's just my Twitch alerts, and it's kind of scary. We're gonna scan what's in production right now, and it's a little bit scary how many CVEs are open for it. So we'll start by scanning what's in production, what we built just a couple weeks ago. And then we'll build it fresh and scan it, and then we'll see if we can't keep doing better. Sadly, I don't even need XZ. I don't even need XZ out to. Oh. My gut feeling is that, well, when you say security issues, do you mean criticals or do you mean, highs or mediums? If you're talking about any CVE, there's going to be less than 100 on the one we freshly built today. That's my guess, if I'm guessing. If we're talking about the one in production, I don't know, maybe around 100. Okay, I did cheat and I ran a scan on the one that's in production, so I know that one. It's pretty bad. Okay, and I don't know that there's 100, but let's just say that there's definitely criticals. There's definitely criticals. So, yeah. You got 99. So today's goal, let's see, let's do this. Scanning. Our hopefully goal is to figure out where we are. Because that's another really important thing that I like to stress to people is that you can't set a goal without knowing where you are. Some people will be like, oh, the goal is 0 CVEs or whatever. And I mean, 0 CVEs is great. But you know, without first setting that goal, without first knowing where you are, it's hard to impossible to set a good goal. All right, he was supposed to join. Let's see. Thank you so much for following. I didn't hear it. Thank you for following. My audio is a little messed up, and I'm wondering if it's because I have on the stream PC. There we go, Adrian. One second, let me turn my music off. I can't hear you. Oh, okay. You're really low. Let me get you on screen for people. And then we're going to work on your volume because you don't hear my voice. All right, audio sources. How about now? There we go. Okay, so let me try to boost you a little because you're a little soft. And how about that? Try that. All right.
Oops, on the right input. Let me check the input. Yeah, that looks good.
There you go. I think that I boosted you up to be good on stream. Can you guys hear Adrian just fine? Adrian, do you mind introducing yourself just a little bit right now to see how they can hear you?
Sure. So my name's Adrian Mote. I'm currently employed at ChainGuard. I've had a few different roles there. I started off as an engineer, which is where we started the ChainGuard Images product. I was then product manager of the Images product, and then it actually started doing quite well. So they said, we'll get a proper product manager, and then I moved to DevRel. So I've had a range of experiences. So I know the ChainGuard Images product and open source side pretty well. And I've also got a background in containers. So I wrote a book on Docker a long time ago now, and I'm a Docker captain as well.
Awesome. Okay, so you're just the person that we needed. So
we'll
let me just see chat. Everybody's saying hello. Hello, Adrian. If you can go ahead and join. Do you have the Twitch? You can go ahead and join if you want to see chat yourself. But I'm sharing my screen with stream as well. That's the easiest way for you to see it. So unfortunately, it's hard for me to share it in both places, in the chat that you're in, Adrian, as well as with stream. So the easiest way for this to happen is for you to just join Twitch and turn the sound off there.
Cool.
So you can see my screen. I need to figure it out better where I can share it in both places, but
I haven't paid for Twitch, so I'm getting ads.
My bad. Wait, can I MVP you? Do you have an account?
Yeah, I'm there. I should be there. I'm joining in about 2 seconds.
All right, and then I'll MVP you, and I think
myself.
MVPs don't get ads. I can't promise you that, but
I don't. He's still there?
Yep, I'm here.
Cool.
All right. So I put his Twitter handle in on the screen, so you guys should be able to go and follow him on Twitter. Definitely should go do that. He tweets better than I do. It's not saying a whole lot, though. That's putting a really low bar.
Oh, is this gone quiet again? Oh, I'm confusing myself because, of course, there's a delay. Oh, geez, this is confusing.
Yeah, there is a delay. Okay, so I on screen, Adrian, I have. Let me switch to the on screen. There we go. On screen, and we're gonna have to make sure that I stay. There we go. I have some goals. We'll see how many we get through. You know, we're gonna sit here and learn together. But we're gonna do a couple things. Obviously, we're gonna have multi-stage builds. We can talk about it. You are a Docker expert. I'm just a I'm just me. And so you're going to help us understand a little bit there. We're going to try to figure out where we are. We're going to document where we are. Then we're going to try to get better. This is probably where we should start. I didn't mean to just, let's see. Figure, ooh. Figure out where we're at to give us a good baseline of where we're going to get started. And then we're going to try to fix our problems one way as we go, and slowly get to the chain guard images, hopefully, and then to SigStore. We'll leave SigStore. If that needs to be a separate video, that will be a separate video. I don't think so, but we'll see. Live streams have a tendency of having fun surprises that you never knew would come up. So we'll find out. All right, let's get into it. Now, so I downloaded and installed a command line tool. This is our Docker file that we currently have. It does implement multi-stage build. We don't have to talk about multi-stage build just yet. It does like really, really basic multi-stage build. It's a basic Docker image where we have a very simple Rust build where we're copying the entire Rust directory in, and we're running cargo build on it, and then we're copying that over to a Ubuntu image with some stuff that's not even needed, and then just exposing that on 9000. Okay. And this is copying over a file, but this is the database migration files. It's a cool container. Okay, so it's a pretty simple container. I thought what would be great is to understand where we're at. And I know you recommended, how do you pronounce this? Because I know that I'm doing it wrong.
Oh, gripe. I say gripe. I don't know.
Gripe? Okay, that's what I was saying. Cool. Awesome. That's what it is. So I downloaded Gripe, and I thought we would start by just using Gripe to understand where we are at. And so, yeah, let's, if you don't mind, unless you have a better idea.
No, go for that. Yeah. Yeah, that works for me.
All right. So let's do this.
I guess I can explain. Like, Gripe is a vulnerability scanner, so it scans container images and tells you if there's any known vulnerabilities present in the image. The way they do that is it differs a bit from scanner to scanner, but basically they have a database that's sourced from other databases of vulnerabilities. So things like NVD, National Vulnerabilities Database, but also like all the distributions have their own databases, which also contain the information on like which version they were fixed in and things like that. So ChainGuard images use the Wolfie distribution, which is our own distribution, and we issue a security advisories through there. But Red Hat issue their own, Debian issue their own, etc.
Now,
yeah, there you go.
So we could do line count on this. I don't really feel like grepping on high and critical.
It's at the top. There is 2 critical, 20 high.
Oh, dang it. Yeah, it is right there at the top. Look at that.
Yeah, but it annoys me. Like, Docker Scout's quite good. It gives nice output, but the output from Gripe's a little bit annoying. Like, I wish it gave better summary output. I don't know.
Also, I wish it wasn't the gray. Let's put this as red. Let's go ahead and just... Also, critical is like the same red as high. I guess both high and critical probably should be red. That's probably there.
Critical's bold, isn't it?
Yeah. Critical is bold. You're right. Okay, so this isn't really great, but I think one thing that we could do, which is probably a little bit cheating, is just to rebuild the image. This is like 2 weeks, 3. This might be like 4 weeks old. This is like what's currently in production, and it might be like 3 or 4 weeks old. So I was thinking if we just do a Docker build really quickly, Docker build, yeah, this right here, and test this. I feel like we'll get better.
I mean, that's absolutely my number one thing with terms of vulnerabilities like this and so on, is keeping things up to date. And that's kind of what ChainGuard does. We're really aggressive about keeping all the packages up to date.
I think that would probably be like maybe my first takeaway from this is that like whether you release daily, like whether you do like, you know, there's this continuous development and or deployment, and you know that always means something else to somebody else. But like, let me do takeaways. Is you should always be able to deploy updates quickly and easily because of things like this. How important easy updates are.
So there's ChainGuard was started by a bunch of ex-Google people. I've never worked for Google, but they have this concept there. What's it called? I want to say Event Horizon. That's obviously not quite right, but it's something like that. And basically the idea is if something's been running in production, like a container or a VM, for longer than a week, or I think it's a week at Google, but like it could be a month if you're more lax, they automatically take it down and put it back up again. So even if the application code itself is just the same as it was a week ago, they'll still redeploy it to make sure it's rebuilt with like new versions of dependencies and so on.
Do you know, so, you know, do you know if there's a good way of doing that with something like, I like Argo or Flux? Like, is there a good way of setting like, hey, rebuild this pipeline? Or do you do that through something like a cron job in GitHub Actions?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay.
I don't have a good answer right now.
I don't either. I know there's some places I can't talk about, and I don't love how we do it there. Like I would get the ability to talk about that, but like it's not a great solution either. Like we have the ability to do it, but like it's not. We don't have a clean solution. So let's see. Let's work on that. Clean open source way.
There was I do remember like in the earlier days of Docker, there was something called Watchtower. I don't know if that still exists or if it's still useful, but I suppose I can look it up. I think you're probably right though, like Flux and things would probably have some sort of support for this.
That's what I was thinking. So the interesting thing is, so like with my setup, or I use Argo CD, and Argo CD doesn't build the images. And so it would be hard for, like, those get built in GitHub Actions. So it'd be hard for, I guess you'd have to have some way for Argo CD to kick off a build. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. This is like something we can do a follow-up on.
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
Cool.
So just building that took us down to 26. You know, let's actually put this in let's actually track this. So where...
Get rid of the criticals.
There are no criticals. Big thing. No criticals, and I don't even think there was any highs. But we're going to... There are... What does this 36 unknown mean?
Good question. Sometimes I find it hard to parse the gripe output. But there is another thing there I'd like to mention. See, like in those won't fix, that's an interesting one. Arguably, I think you can add a flag that'll take out all the won't fix ones. That's because this is the Debian image, right?
It's Ubuntu, but it's...
Yeah.
Well,
it's basically the ones that the Debian project have said, okay, we've looked at this. It's nonsense. We're not going to fix it. Like it's maybe like a really tiny, unimportant thing or something that wasn't really a vulnerability in the first place normally. So you can actually probably filter out the won't fixes and probably the negligible ones that probably aren't interesting. But the issue is, like, there's so many results there. You're like, well, okay, 90% of them are probably nothing, but how do I know which one's important? And that's the big issue with all these CVE stuff.
Well, I was going to say, even here, so we rebuilt and, you know, just brand new, and it's better.
Yeah, cool.
Rebuild. But it's still difficult. I agree with you, because even here on the rebuild, we have what?
Unknown must be ones that haven't been assigned a level, maybe. There's a big issue at the minute.
In the MVD? Yeah. I actually signed that letter with you guys.
Cool.
Yep. They're a big issue with the NVD because they're not populating they're not doing the work that they're normally doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually been keeping our chat up to date on that. So I do a news thing once a week. So they're pretty up to date on the MVD issue.
Cool.
Okay.
Yes. Interesting one.
Yeah. So 26 medium. So we're still at, you're right that these 3 negligible probably are negligible. Although, who knows? The weird thing that I have with this is when they say that this is negligible, it usually means like it's a super, super weird edge case thing. And it's like, well, what if my app uses this weird edge case? That's, they're like, oh, this would never be an issue unless if you did a weird thing. And you're like, I'm doing a weird thing. Maybe that's just me. I have that worry. But
another weird thing is like I can see some of those say fixed in, but you just updated the images. So like why are those not fixed? I guess it's maybe not been a new container published.
That's what I'm assuming is that in the CVE, or this is my understanding at least, and I could be wrong, is that the CVE has a fix, but in the container image, it hasn't made it all the way to the container image yet.
Exactly. So they need to do a rebuild of the image, I think.
Right. And so like if I sat here and rebuilt, I don't know how often Debian, the image that I pulled, how often it builds. If it builds once a day, if I rebuilt after that, this would go away. That's my understanding.
Yeah, but there might be new ones.
All right. So just rebuilding did pretty well. We got rid of 2 criticals, 20 highs, and about 10 mediums. We actually gained more lows somehow. Somehow we got more lows, but this is probably not great still. So I think that this is where just rebuilding isn't going to help us. So we really have 2 choices at this point, is to build our own container image from scratch, which is a little bit painful. Or I think this is where chain guard images come in. All right. Now, I'm going to drop this in chat. I consider chain guard is not paying me for this, but they are paying me with Adrian's time. And so I do consider this a sponsored, even though there's no money that changes hands or anything. Adrian offered to join, and I'm super appreciative. But I'm going to drop a link to what they're doing because they're offering to come here with no guarantee of anything to just come help educate us and help us understand and whatnot. So what we're going to do is chain guard will ask you for your email, which I think we can just politely ignore. They also don't like Dark Reader. Okay, their website looked better without Dark Reader. We should, what, Adrian? There should be a dark view.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm on an ad break at the minute, so I can't see what you're looking at.
Oh, we're looking at just the main website.
Cool. I'll mention dark mode. So not a dark mode button, actually. I think they added that.
You know what? Maybe once you sign in, you could change it. Like, since I'm not signed in, maybe that's just like the default website. Thanks for calling out that there's an ad break. I generally wait until after ad breaks to say anything interesting.
Ad break at the same time. I didn't realize that. Cool. Right, so if I log in, there is settings. Is there dark mode? I'm sure somebody asked for it. I don't see it though. Terrible.
Well, once that gets resolved, we can get back to recommending chain guard. But okay, so what chain guard themselves do is, and Adrian, please step in and correct me. Or would you like to just go on about what chain guard does? I was going to talk a little bit about the Wolfie base, the Linux kind of distro that you build. Maybe you take it away.
Yeah.
You're the expert here.
If you like. Yeah, so basically we started off, we were generally looking at supply chain. And that's one of the things we might be talking about later is Sigstore. And so the company did sort of start from a sort of holistic view of supply chain. At the moment, where our main product, though, is chain guard images. So essentially the problem you have is what you just saw, right? A lot of organizations run these security scanners and they get results like the results you just saw. And what are they meant to do with those? Because you just saw like updating the image didn't help. So what is like your enterprise company meant to do? They're kind of stuck, right? They can go and investigate them all and try and figure out if there's something real that they should be worried about, and maybe they can do some sort of mitigation if it is. But that's a lot of work. And so basically our proposition is, hey, we'll take care of these, we'll update the software, we'll put any mitigations or whatever in place, and get rid of these CVEs. Yeah, and that's basically what we did. So Wolfie is our Linux distribution. So all ChainGuard images are built from Wolfie images. Well, there are 2 or 3 that are still built from Alpine, but that's going away. Yeah, and basically the way we get rid of CVEs is sort of threefold. Like the first thing we do is we keep our images much smaller. So we build what's sometimes called distroless images. Like our default images don't have a package manager and don't have a shell. They just have the dependencies required to run your application. So they tend to be much smaller, which is quite nice for downloading and transferring them about. But it's also quite nice from a security point of view, just because there's less software to have vulnerabilities. And there's also, so it's just less attack surface, if you like. So if an attacker was to get in, there'd be less they could do in terms of sort of living off the land attacks, things like that. The next thing we do is we keep things up to date, right? So like typically if a project does a new release, within 4 hours we've updated the package in Wolfie, and the next day you'll have a fresh container with that version in. So you shouldn't see that problem that we just saw with that fixed in issue that you just had.
You guys do continuous delivery across a magnitude of projects. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what we do. Basically, that's what the value prop is, if you like. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You guys are like that. I realize that you guys are around security, but like what I see is I'm like, you guys bring continuous delivery to containers, like to the actual base container image. But
yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. I mean, the other thing we call our tagline is the safe source for open source, which I really like, and I think that's, you can sort of see us taking it forth and across other products in the future. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes, but I think you've got it.
Awesome. Well, so now it used to be that you could only get ChainGuard images from this cgr.dev/ChainGuard whatnot, but I have it on good authority that they are now. Wait, I thought I pulled this up. I thought I pulled Docker Hub up. Well, let me pull Docker Hub. Did I go to something else on that tab as well? You can get ChainGuard Dev. Now, what I wanted to talk really quickly, just to make sure that I cleared this up with I cleared this up with Dan Lornick, so I feel fairly confident to talk on this. But one of the things that I was worried about is redistributing. So basically, for free, your open source project can take the latest one. So they also release versions, and that's kind of like their enterprise thing that they put behind a paywall. But for free, if we wanted to use ChainGuard static, we can use it. Now, my big worry was, can I redistribute ChainGuard static? Because I make an image that other people can use. So if other people want to use my Twitch alerts, they can use my Twitch alerts. And so I was worried about that. And as far as I understand, that is completely okay and supported. I mean, I have a tweet about it. I'm not going to take that as legal precedent, but he said that was fine. So that's what we're going to do.
No, that's totally cool. That's expected. Like, there's even, if you go to ChainGuard/open source or something, I think there's a list of open source projects that are using ChainGuard images.
Okay, let's.
So we even promote it.
Do you have that link?
Jeez, this is like asking me to be organized here.
If you're going to talk about links, I do like it. Just throw it in chat. You should be able to throw that in chat. Throw it in chat. So that's what I was actually going to say. I think it's a cool thing that open source has, because a lot of the time you're looking at, I'm going to pull it up. Open source is one of these people that carries the burden of security that is
scroll down.
Maybe not fair but also difficult. So like as an open source project, I provide images. Okay, open source projects using this is cool. This is cool. Awesome. Okay, so it's not normally fair, like people want to push off security onto the open source project, and where that's just they're doing open source work with, not getting paid for it, and it feels not fair. And so, like, this is an easy win, in my opinion, to be like, we have a pretty secure, kind of secure image. All right, let's get to actually leveraging this. We have a Docker file. Let's just try it. You understand Docker files. Explain to me what's going on with this multi-stage build here. Because, why do we have this up here? And you talked about distro lists, which, maybe I'm cracking that egg open just a little bit, but you talked about distro lists, and why do we have to do this? Like, why is this an important thing to do?
What bit? Remember, I've got a slight delay.
This, we have two sections. Why don't we just build here, and like why do we have two separate containers, two separate from
Yeah. So in this case, I'm not sure it's saving you that much, because Ubuntu 2204 is quite a large image. But in this case, what you're saving is, like, you've not got all the source code and you've not got the Rust compiler in your final image. So by copying over the binary in your copy step on line 14, that's all you're taking from that image. So you're kind of dropping some of the weight.
So you know what? Like, Ubuntu is probably not a good image for this, because it's a Rust binary that doesn't have any dependencies. So do we have a good chain guard image that would be like just a minimal wrapper?
Right. So I should have been ready for this. Normally we'd say static. So you're saying it's no dependencies. I suspect, like, you haven't. I think that one probably does build against glibc. So like normally there's a dependency on the
glibc.
Yeah, on the C library. There might also be a couple of other, like, really low level system dependencies. You can get rid of that in Rust, as you probably know, by linking against using the muzzle target. But that's not what I'd recommend. Now, I did write I've gone to the wrong page. Let me bring up a page and I'll put it in the chat. So I think I wrote the docs for our Rust image. I will stick it in the chat. And what did I use there? Because I probably copy it over. Yeah, so I used CC image, which is interesting.
Let's check this out. Let's see. So we have, okay. We're going to use latest, obviously.
Yeah, so if you look at application setup for end users, there's a little bit there on, like, the different images. I'm not 100% sure which one we're going to need. It's either going to be static, glibc, dynamic, or CC. So, like, static's the smallest one. That doesn't have glibc, so so that's not going to work.
Right, we want CC, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
That's still going to be tiny. Like, there's going to be very little in that. Like, it's only going to be a few megabytes in size.
Well, let's actually check out the size. Docker images. Yeah. Okay, this is a little out there. Let's see this one right here. So we're at 171 megabytes. Just for that's the built container image.
Okay. I think my face is hiding it.
Oh, you know what? Watch this. I'm going to do another terminal over here. Then we're going to resize. We're going to resize the other way, like this. And we're just going to throw that terminal away, but it should push out this terminal. There we go. That will be good enough. There we go.
What terminal is this? WesTerm?
WesTerm, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to tell you my favorite
every
feature.
Stream, don't you?
What?
You get asked this every stream, don't you?
No. You know what I get asked every stream? How, as an Arch user, you probably know what Arch is, which, I feel like I can never tell anybody that because people feel like I'm telling them that. But, like I use Arch, by the way. But as an Arch user, I use Edge, like Microsoft Edge as the browser. That triggers more people on stream than anything else, actually.
I have to say, I didn't even know you could run that from Linux. So.
There you go. It's actually, you know what? I'm going to say something super controversial. It is the best Linux browser that I've used as of late. There you go. I just lost like 4 subscribers. All right, let's move on before I do anything more stupid. Okay, so we have this. Let's look at this. Here we go. 121. It's 171 megabytes. Okay, so we have a good starting point because this is actually a cool takeaway. Where we're at right now, 171 megabytes seems small, but can we do better? What are some of the benefits while we're working on this? What are some of the benefits of these smaller images? Now, we've talked about like there's a less attack surface, there's less garbage in there. So like if a hacker does get on there, there's not a package manager, so they can't install, another application on there, or not easily at least. And if there's not curl and they can't install it through the package management, then it makes it very much more difficult to do things. But is there another benefit in like a Kubernetes orchestration scenario where smaller images are nice? Maybe I'm fishing for a specific thing that I know, but
oh, okay. Well, you can just share it. It is nice to have smaller images to share about and save transfer costs if that's what you're going for. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was that's what I was thinking about, especially like when you're talking about the larger Kubernetes clusters. If these images will also sit on disk, and so like you'll end up spending some amount of disk on just like, oh, it ran here and then it ran on another machine because it got orchestrated on the other machine, and you can have policies to clean them up and whatnot. But yeah.
By the way, Monta Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle has a fair point. Like, what size is that Ubuntu 2204 image? Because I would have expected it to be bigger.
I would have actually expected it to be bigger too. Docker images. Let's see.
Apologies to Monta if she's not a teenage, or they're not a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Monta, I believe, is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I do believe. So the one we built is 167. This is the test one. So we can just pull the Ubuntu one here is 77 megabytes.
Okay, cool. So that's actually, pretty reasonably sized image. The Ubuntu ones used to be large, but I think they did a lot of work to make them smaller in the last couple of years.
I think a lot of people did. I think when containers were first going off, people were just like, oh, here's our gig image. Also, exactly. If you want to talk about big one, do any machine learning container image. They're like 3 gigs because they put like the whole Jupyter Notebook environment in there. And you're just like, my entire Linux install is smaller.
Yeah.
But
we have we have a PyTorch image. I'm not sure it's officially announced yet. Well, might be in trouble for that one. But we got that down a bit, but it's still, a good couple of gig.
Yeah, this right here. Also, let me know when that's out and you want to do a stream with it. Cool. If you want to do a stream, we're doing a little machine learning. We're learning about machine learning. So when just let me know. We won't talk about it anymore though. I'm sure your boss isn't watching. Hi Dan. You should say something, Dan, if you're on. All right. It's a little early for Dan, though. Dan's on the West Coast. He's not on. You're fine. You're fine. Sorry. Okay, so let's jump to the chain guard images. So we're going to follow your instructions. Here, we're going to basically just copy and paste this. That's my favorite. I love copying and pasting.
So one thing, like, are we going to change the builder image or just the Ubuntu image?
I was going to do both.
Yeah. I would do both just in case it's like a weird glibc thing.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
It should work with this image, but I don't want to put money on it. The only thing I'm worried about is you've got Rust 177, and of course we're going to have Rust latest now.
That will be fine. So interesting thing. I actually just updated this from 173 because of or 175 maybe. Because it would. So as long as your guys' latest is later than 177, it should be fine. Yep. All right, so we're going to do just the exact same thing. I think this is the only thing where we have to pass the bin in. So we're just going to yank that, didn't delete that. All right, and then we're good. We'll leave the working directory. We're going to leave the working directory how you guys have it. And we'll delete my garbage. All right. And now we're going to upgrade or update this bottom part. Honestly, so I shouldn't have done this. It didn't need it. So we're going to just push this down here, pretend, and then we're just going to update this with the needed aspects of this. So we will need this. Oh, you know what? That is why we're here. We do need to be in this working directory because we put the migration. We put the migration files in there. I remember that. Okay. Good call.
Yeah, that was the other part that worried me slightly. Is this? So you have a database inside this binary?
Yeah. Not really. We have migration files, and so then Kubernetes mounts a volume up to it. So these are just migration files that every time it starts up, it runs through the migration files.
Yeah. So, but is it like SQLite or something in there? Is that what's happening?
It's SQLite, yeah. So it's embedded in the application.
Cool.
Hopefully that will work. That's why the glibc is definitely a build target. So yeah, it should be fine. I'm sure there'll be problems. You can ask chat. Almost nothing that I do goes off perfectly. That's the fun of streaming. That's what I've been told.
177.2, by the way. I just checked.
77.2. That 0.2's hopefully isn't a problem. All right. So let's see. We don't need this garbage. This was garbage that I've copied over because some don't have certs, and if you try to go outside to like hit an external service, then that can ruin you. But this doesn't even do that. So this is just me. This is copy and pasta.
So this image the one that you're building on top of does have certs. The CC image will have certs. So basically, the ChainGuard static image is our smallest image just about.
Okay.
But what that has isn't, because like you could just run in Scratch, right? Like if I build a static Go binary, or Rust binary, or C binary, I can just copy that into the Scratch image and run it. But what you find is that's pretty useless because you talk to like a TLS service, or it doesn't work, or you have like try to use a temporary file, doesn't work. So basically what the static image is enough to run the sort of average Unix binary. So it has things like a home directory, has things like a temp directory, has CA certificates, and that's literally about it.
Oh, that's actually super nice, because if people don't understand the pain of this, it's like I want the smallest image that can actually run stuff. And so what this came from is Debian doesn't put this in their containers, the base Debian distro. Now, I don't know if Ubuntu does or not, but Debian, I do know for a fact, does not put this information in there. And so like if you hit another service, so like if your service hits some external service that has TLS certificates protecting it, it will fail in your container because it doesn't have these things. And like, to me, it's annoying, like, weird. Yeah, it's annoying for me. So because it's like, yes, I want the trusted roots. Like, why do I have to say this? Okay, so we copied over this, where we're copying over the migration files. We're exposing this, and now I got a copy from Builder. We got to do this. Let's see. Ours is this statement here. So we're just going to select that. Oh, wow. His is a lot better. His is a lot better. We're just going to we're going to take ours and just, you know, his was actually doing it with like a package variable. Check this out. This arg right here. That's actually, this is a Docker Pro that we're on with. This is what you get when you get a Docker scrub. They just hard code the variable in there. Okay, cool. And then, you know, obviously we gotta make sure that this also is scrub level. Wait. There we go. And then we can remove my stuff. And let's build this and see what goes wrong. All right.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say something will go wrong.
You know, I Docker build. Yeah, we'll just build on test again. So the build is working, or it's downloading from ChainGuard Rust the latest images. Let's see. Is there any? I am trying to look at chat. Let's see what term is the best term. Uh-oh, permission denied. Uh-oh.
It's a bit weird. You can do user root if you like, in case it's not root. You could also use the latest dev image here. I don't really think we need the... Like, see, we have latest and latest dev images, and the latest dev images include, like, you know, shells and package managers. But in the case of programming languages, I think, you know, you're not going to run that as the production image, so you might be best off as using the latest dev image.
Wait. So this was a failure. Actually, let me run Docker build over here. Let me understand this a little bit better. Docker build. Let's see. Oh, I forgot this. This is... So let's see, failed to read this file. And you're saying this is, permission, because of the user. But this is...
I don't know.
Oh. Let's see. Let me just jump into that directory over here. Twitch alerts. Let's... Okay. So, but this is in this right here, this ChainGuard Rust. And you're saying to build with ChainGuard Rust dev?
Latest, so like there's a latest -dev image that might be a little bit better, just because that includes a few more things.
So
I'm not, in this case, I'm not 100% sure. I could look it up on the line, but yeah, exactly, you got it. So like most of our images, the latest image is smaller than the latest -dev, and the latest -dev includes like a shell and a package manager.
Okay.
So you can install more things, and you might get a few more development tools.
This is
in the case of like Rust and C. I don't think I'm not sure the latest images really are that useful. Like the latest dev image is probably more useful because you're not going to use the Rust image in production.
Right. This matters less. Like if this is a 5 gig, obviously, hopefully it's not 5 gigs, but if it's a 5 gig, it matters less because it's really this image that, you know, this is also not the one that's getting scanned for CVEs and things like that. But
exactly.
All right, let's try that.
But it must be the user or something, I think.
My guess is that it's the user. Yeah, that was my guess. I wonder how... you know what? It's probably the directory that I'm running it in.
Yeah, it could be that as well, yeah.
Because I switched directory. You guys don't like that. So let's just switch to a better directory. Let's see.
I think it's okay to use that. It's just that the permissions aren't right on it. Maybe it doesn't exist.
Oh, you know what?
I think that's the problem. User source app doesn't exist.
You know what? I might have found... How is this lowercase? Isn't it supposed to be capital case?
I don't think that matters, but I think the actual problem is that app directory doesn't exist. So we need to do like a make dir user source app first. And then you might find this problem with the user, but we'll find that out later.
Doesn't okay. Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. I learned something. I thought workdir would actually make it if it didn't exist. Maybe I have never gone to a directory that doesn't exist.
Maybe it does. I don't know. I should know that, shouldn't
I? Well, now you're making me wonder if I should know this, because I'm like, maybe it doesn't, and I've just gotten really lucky. Oh.
I'm on Docker docs.
So it's saying permission denied for me to create the directory.
Okay, yeah. So then now you'll need to do the user root thing. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that was really the problem before, yeah.
Okay, so user root thing. What's this? User what thing?
Oh no, you're right, by the way. If the workdir doesn't exist, it'll be created.
Okay, that's what I have. I have only ever used workdir, so like, I was assuming that that's how it worked, just from the fact that I've not run into this before.
But do a user root after the from line.
There you go. Okay, so we're just not the same user was the issue. Now, why does ChainGuard do this? This is an interesting thing, because I don't have to do this on any other image to build.
We'll change the root.
Yeah.
Yeah, so most of it's a hardening thing, right? You don't want things to be running in production as the root user, because obviously you have elevated privileges if somebody is to exploit it. And in the worst case, like say they get like a container breakout and they're suddenly root on the host, that's like a really bad place to be. So we changed like the user to be non-root. Now, I think it's a strong argument, like for the Rust image or the -dev images, you should just change the default to user root, but we haven't done that.
Because these are for building, effectively, not running. All right, we did get a panic here.
Yeah.
OpenSSL, of course. Of course.
Looks like an APK add. Is this, what steps is that? The cargo build?
Yeah, this was cargo build.
So we need OpenSSL dev or something. Okay, run.
Yeah, step 6, cargo build. Yeah. So it was this build. We can probably change this to be native TLS. That's probably a fit. We can try to do the OpenSSL. We can also, I think here, let's see.
I mean, that explains your libSSL dev thing in the previous step.
That's yes. Let me pull that up.
So does Rust have proper native TLS now? It used to be wrappers, I believe, before.
I'm sure it's probably wrappers. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. What was I was going to pull up the Docker file just to remember what was done here. Let's see. This is libSSL dev is what I would install on the Ubuntu.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So it will work better if you do it as a native one, and we don't need that. Otherwise, we'll have to figure out how to.
Right. So let's just do native. I was not prepared to do that. This is the fun part of doing these things. I was not prepared to do native.
We do have an OpenSSL package, so we can get it working either way.
Okay. Let's just do cargo. This is where I'm trying to think of the communication, because we use let's see, what is it that is it going to be hyper? That which one of these, Russell, are you still on? Which one of these? Oh wait, here's the native TLS for Tokyo Tungstenite, which is using native TLS, but I'm guessing that it's request that it's. I'm assuming it's request or hyper. that also need the native TLS. Hyper. Let's see. No, just give me where's your Git repository? Oh, it's a big word that says source. There we go. Let's see, docs. Let's go to crates.io. Let's get your docs. Check out these feature flags. Well. Let's see, native TLS. They should have a TLS. No. Does Hyper not support native TLS?
I see request does.
Okay.
Hyper should. It's been a long time since I did Rust though.
Well, I also have a Go app that we can jump to if we need to. Although we can also try, I think, honestly, if we take this here and use your OpenSSL container, because like the as long as that OpenSSL has the same glibc as the Rust container, it should be fine, right?
Well, the problem is you'll need the libSSL library in the production container.
Oh.
What you can do, but you'll probably have to do it from like a Wolfie base, which is a bit annoying.
That's my bad.
I don't know. No, you're okay.
All right, let me Hyper, you said. I need request. I need to go Rust request. I can never remember how to spell request.
REQWEST.
Yeah. It's like west, like out west.
Yeah. So I see there's a native TLS option.
There we go. Native TLS. All right, we'll throw this in here. Copilot always guesses full. Always guesses full. It's like there is, whether there's a feature flag full or not, its guess is that there is one. Without a doubt.
You've put this on Typer, by the way. We just hoping that works. Or did you mean to put it on request?
You know what? You're a brilliant person. I don't know why I got rid of Jason. We still need that. I'm also just going to hope that it... oh, man. Need. I'm also just going to leave it there on Hyper since I already did that and just hope that works.
I think it might, actually.
It wasn't in their documentation, but the documentation has been wrong. So let's just go ahead and test build that. All right, native TLS, but Hyper does not have these features. How do we do cargo? Cargo will list them out, and cargo is usually better than the there's a command for this. There is one. Cargo list features. I just want the command to list the ones. All right, let's see. I'm just going to do all features. Oh, that sounds dangerous. That sounds dangerous. I don't want to invert the tree. I just want to list. Wait. Inspecting resolved. No, I don't want it resolved. I want the features. I want the features that are. I did do a thumbs up, Russell. I'm so annoyed. Okay, that did. What was the fix to fixing my camera? Was it unplugging it? It was unplugging, wasn't it? 1 second, I gotta unplug my camera because crapple strikes again.
Is that a Twitch problem or a camera problem?
It's an Apple problem. Do you want to know one of the best features Apple has ever forced upon me? Yeah, here you go. You didn't know you wanted this rant, but you're getting this rant now. Yeah, it does stupid stuff like that on my video feed, unsolicited, because like I just have a straight feed into my computer, and it does that and it hangs every single time. So not only do they do stupid stuff on my video feed straight into OBS. I'm not in some other app. I'm not even in a web browser. I'm straight into OBS. So like they're looking at the raw feed coming into my computer, and then they crash. They crash the video feed. Like they destroy the video feed somehow. So not only is it a broken feature, it's one that I can't disable because it requires FaceTime to be installed, which isn't even installed. But the only way to edit that is via FaceTime being installed. I hate Apple. Like this just, I'm sorry. Like I accidentally thumbs up you and it freezes. Anyways, sorry. You didn't deserve that. Thank you, Russell, for letting me know that was all right. So, well, this does not Hyper does not have this. So let's try building anyways. Can I just do an empty? Can I do an empty feature? It should work, right?
It looks like you might use it like a separate crate with Hyper, so I'm not really sure how it figures it out.
Let's do this. Hi, Rust, Hyper. Let's ask ChatGPT. That's what I go to. I love hallucinating in the mornings, and this is how I do it most. You know, drugs are illegal, but ChatGPT can get you most of the way there. Don't do drugs. Use ChatGPT. Let's see. How to enable native TLS in Rust Hyper. You use a different crate. This is great. To enable the TLS support in Rust Hyper crate, you typically want to use the Hyper TLS crate. Let's
wait and see. Let's have a look and see if it built though.
It did not.
Oh.
It still is looking for OpenSSL because we have.
Tell you what's pulled in OpenSSL. Do we know?
What was the last thing building? Good thing. Good call out. Let's see. It's doing this in parallel though, right? So I don't know that you can tell exactly what was pulling it in, right? Because it's not just. This isn't just the last thing. It's going to build a couple of these things. These are the ones that are compiling. Yeah, it's compiling all of these right now in parallel.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
Oh, use Actix. Okay.
It's going to be one of these that died. Let's see. So we have native TLS on request. We have native. We need Hyper TLS. This should be easy, right? That's not what I meant to do. I thought I had copied and pasted Hyper TLS. Is it a drop-in replacement? I'm hoping it's a drop-in replacement. If it's not a drop-in replacement, we try something.
It looks like you need both. That's why I'm a bit confused.
Oh. Oh, you do both? ChatGPT did not tell me that part.
It says you need to include Hyper TLS, and Tokyo. I could be wrong.
Okay, no. You're probably right. Let's see. Examples. I'm pulling up the example right now. I look. I was just trusting.
Is that the right one? I don't think that's the right one. Hyperion. Maybe it is. No, it's Shaw Monster. Okay.
Let's see. Does it have? It does have hyper. Okay.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right. So. That's weird. Most people do it by features. So let's just do hyper. I think I was on an old version of hyper too. We'll see how badly that bites me. And then hyper TLS, I don't know what version. Let's check out what their version is. Oh, they don't release here. Okay, we'll need to go to crates. There we go. Oh, that's... Helps if I spell correctly. Okay, 6. We'll just use 6.
So I don't think, like it says here that like Hyper, this is ChatGPT, so could be wrong. But it does tell me that Hyper doesn't include HTTPS. So I don't think that was pulling in OpenSSL.
So you're thinking it's something else?
I'm wondering, yeah. But you can try that. See what happens.
Well, let's. I'll walk down the list here. Let's see. There's anyhow layer, SQLX. That's the SQLite. This is ops. Oh, this hits the Twitch API. This hits the Twitch API. Oh boy.
But yeah, but it's using request, so that's probably all right.
Right. I didn't think it used anything. It's using these things, which is why we have these things here. We have request. Okay, so clap no, color no, IR no.
I did wonder about Tokyo. Like we've got it on Tokyo Tungstenite, but what about Tokyo? Or Tokyo doesn't have.
Tokyo doesn't have. It itself isn't a. It's just the multi-threading. Like it's just the thread executor, right?
Okay.
Tokyo Tungstenite is their
What's the resolved? Like when you do your cargo, it resolves it into like fixed versions. Does that tell us anything more? What's the name for the file? No, I mean, there's like.
I don't know what you're asking for.
The cargo lock file. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
But that probably doesn't tell you like what caused like the.
Can I not access it here? What?
Capital C, I guess. Yeah, so it just might tell us where OpenSSL comes from.
This is in native TLS?
Oh. Well, I'm glad we looked. So maybe we want Rust TLS or something. Is this native as in the operating system, maybe? So actually, what we want is Rust TLS. Is that the problem?
Oh, I'm an idiot. Right, native TLS is going to be what's on... Okay, yeah. I'm an idiot. Yeah, this should be Rust TLS, right?
Yeah, native TLS uses system TLS.
I could have told you that. I'm just going to replace all these with Rust, and then we'll look up later to see if there we go. We'll just start building, and then we'll see if all of them are just replacing native with Rust. Okay, wait. Depends on request with features. Oh, wait. Did I? Oh, Rust TLS is not a thing for request. Let me look that up really quickly. Request. Okay. No. Let's
Oh, Rust LS dash TLS.
Rust LS dash TLS for request.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. There we go. I don't know why I quit. There we go. All right, SQLX with features. Okay. Let's check out what SQLX.
TLS dash Rust LS. They're all different.
They're all different. Okay, so wait, what was it again?
TLS dash Rust LS, I believe. But I'm just looking at the.
So this is runtime. I was using runtime Tokyo Rust TLS. This wasn't Rust TLS. I don't remember what this was. Oh, okay. So and TLS
the
backends.
legacy. Wait a sec.
Rust
the
LS.
legacy runtime plus TLS combination feature flags are supported, but for forward compatibility, use of the separate runtime and TLS feature flags is recommended. There you go.
Can you send me that link?
Yeah.
I'm a little confused as to what I do in this file.
So I think you can do it by just changing it from Rust-TLS to TLS-Rust-LS. But they're saying the right thing to do is to now split it into two separate feature flags.
Okay, so runtime Tokyo is one feature flag, and then this is one, which is Rust LS.
No, it's TLS dash.
Right.
TLS dash Rust LS.
Okay. That I'm certain this is perfect.
Might need to bump the version. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Yes, you're right. All right. Version. Actually, I have. Let's 7.4 is the latest. We should be able to jump to 7.4. Yeah, we're close. Okay. 7.4 done. Okay.
I shouldn't have said that, should I?
Failed to select a version for Tokyo Tungstenite. Oh, okay. So I need to update the version
again.
What?
I think it's the Rust TLS and Tokyo Tungstenite isn't right.
Oh, right. Because it's Rust LS. Rust LS is the project that brings native to Rust, not native to the OS. Is my understanding at this point. Rust LS. I'm guessing it's Rust LS TLS. That's a guess, though. I will look it up while we're building again. Tokyo Tungstenite. I can't believe that Tokyo Tung doesn't come up with Tokyo Tungstenite as the, like, There's 300. They should do a popularity sort as well, I believe. Anyways, let's.
What is tungstenite, by the way? I mean, I know it's a metal, but what's Tokyo?
It's WebSockets. It's WebSockets that for Tokyo.
Yeah, cool.
As with Tungstenite RS, TLS is supported on all platforms using native TLS or Rust LS. It's just through feature flags, native TLS, Rust LS, TLS, native roots. Oh gosh, I didn't guess it right.
It's amazing how different people have all managed to pick different things.
They have all managed. They have all managed to be different. All right. Not one. Are we rocking and rolling here?
Don't let the
Nope.
red.
Nope. We still got OpenSSL somewhere. Yeah, we still have OpenSSL somewhere.
Have a look at the cargo lock again, maybe,
Yeah.
unless you can see it somewhere.
Okay. So wait, do we have another? It still has native TLS here. Do I have another native TLS in my cargo file? Rust LS TLS native. You know what? Maybe that is wrong. I don't know what the difference between native roots or web PKI roots feature flags.
Look at me.
The word
cargo
native
tree sounds
scares me now.
interesting. Yeah.
We'll just go with the web PKI. And then yeah, we'll do cargo tree. Cargo tree. Cool. Let's see. Let's do cargo tree with a grep open SSL. Well, that doesn't help me because I mean it does have open SSL somewhere in it. Where? What is? Native TLS. There's something still pulling in native TLS. Okay, we'll do 10. We'll do 10. We'll do more than 10. Still haven't walked up yet. We got this. We'll do 20. Not quite. Okay. This is 40. Come on. SQLX. Oh no. SQLX is still bringing in. I thought we did. Let's see. I thought we did this. TLS Rust LS. I thought we did what you said, SQLX. Is this just, do we need to do like let's do find. What are we looking for? Open SSL. Native TLS, use the native TLS backend. TLS Rust LS, use the Rust LS TLS backend. I have TLS, Rust TLS. Let's just try to use this. It's soft deprecated. I don't know what soft deprecated versus deprecated means, but we'll use the soft deprecated. Yeah, we'll use the soft deprecated, and then if this works after we figured it all out, we can write up a ticket for it or something. We could just delete the lock file if we're feeling, if we think, or we could do something a little bit. Let's see. We'll do the cargo tree again. It's still saying SQLX, so we could do cargo update, kind of force it. Still saying SQLX. Okay, so let's delete the cargo lock file, right? That should be fine. All right, we're still getting native TLS on SQLX. I don't want this to become a Rust stream.
Yeah, cool. We can change to use. Well, I'll tell you what. Just keep building. Keep using the images, and then we'll probably get the libgcc error, and we can work around it then in the production image.
Unfortunately, it's not going to build.
Yeah, just do apk add openssl-dev.
Oh, on the image? On the build image?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we'll do that. This will be a cool learning experience. I've never gotten around this on the image. I apologize. I didn't think about OpenSSL. All right, so we're just going to do run APK.
APK add openssl-dev, I think.
All right, let's give that a try. This should then fail in the next. Well, it means that we get a working container, but the container wouldn't actually work.
Yeah, possibly.
Hey, Sweetness, would you get me a glass of water? Thank you. I mean, it does look like it's compiling. And then we're back on track. Back on track instead of Rust stuff. We don't want to do Rust today. We'll do Rust another day.
Yeah, so yeah, I've probably got a choice of a hacky solution we can try. Well, yeah, but let's see what happens.
All right. Yeah, I'm up for it. And in theory, the right solution is to get native TLS or, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be probably a nicest solution in this case. And then you've got like a almost static binary that will work anywhere.
Yeah, I actually like the idea of doing the native static. I didn't realize that it was going to be... Actually, one cool thing is this will...
See, I was worried about this. Like, see that error there? That's telling us that CC image doesn't exist. So that the docs... This is my fault. The docs for that image are old. It should be like glibc-dynamic, I think.
Oh.
We obviously got rid of that image at some point.
Oh.
I was thinking I hadn't seen that image. So that's one for me.
Okay. I'll open up a support. I don't have a support ticket.
Oh, there's a CC dynamic as well as a glibc dynamic. Let me have a look at the SBOM. Yeah, so there is a CC dash dynamic. Just add dash dynamic onto the end of the image. I think that we probably just try to make all the images names consistent.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does the dynamic mean when I'm using one of your guys? If it's consistent, like.
Yeah, so it's basically for like non-static binary. So in this case, it has glibc and libgcc and things. You can actually, that's quite a nice thing. If you let me see if I can find the page for it. So one nice thing about our docs here is you can see like the SBOM, which includes all the packages that are inside it. So it's quite easy to go and tell exactly what your image consists of.
You release the SBOM for all of your images.
Yeah, and the web page displays it as well, which is. You might have to go to. Hopefully that'll open in the right tab. Yeah, it does. Cool. So that's telling you all the packages that are in there. So you can quite easily compare like CC-dynamic. What are the other ones? I can't remember. Static, obviously.
glibc.
Yeah.
libgc, Wolfie base. Okay. You know what it should have on here? OpenSSL. There you go.
Yeah. I wonder if there is one with just SSL. That would make sense.
It would make sense that you would have like
There is. We've been worrying about this as glibc-OpenSSL. I did not know this. I'm sorry. We could have like solved this all long ago.
No. I look. Anybody that follows me knows that Trouble is my middle name, possibly my first name. There we go. We've successfully tagged. We've successfully built an image.
Cool. So you can try running that. I think you might have a problem with the OpenSSL binary, but then we just need to use that glibc OpenSSL image. Probably good.
Which one is glibc? It's cc dash or not cc, just glibc.
I put it in the chat, so I think it's going to be glibc-OpenSSL. You can try this one first if you like.
I don't see it in chat. Did you put it in chat?
I did a link to the image rather than I did a link to the web page rather than the image. That's not what I wanted.
I only see the SBOM.
Yeah. So the second link is to the SBOM for a different image.
Oh, of the CC I see. I'm sorry. I'm just. You know what? I woke up before the sun. My body does not like that. glibc opens S. I see it.
Okay, cool.
Oh, FIPS available.
Do you know what FIPS is?
Oh, do I know what FIPS is? Please do not. FIPS is pain and suffering for people that don't know what FIPS is.
Yeah, I'm probably legally not allowed to talk anymore about FIPS. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I can say is that's what FIPS is. Yes, I do know what FIPS is.
And for reasons, those are definitely paid images.
Oh, for sure. Also, I mean, like, yeah, that's the only reason you would be using it. Like, yeah.
It is a US thing.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if you guys want a FIPS stream, like what FIPS is, if that's confusing to you, I can do it. I have to prepare because I got to look at like what's publicly available, what I'm allowed to talk about. Like,
yeah, exactly. Let's just say it's U.S. federal government requirements ask you to link against a specific version of crypto libraries. Now we can question. I won't say anymore. I'll get myself in trouble.
Right. Like I said, I'm happy to speak on it. I just need to like actually go and like. But it's very specific federal requirements of the federal government's going to use your image. And oh, I'm forbidden. Do I have to log in to get that one?
Oh, don't tell me that. Maybe. Versions?
It's interesting because it's also
It
like
is.
this versus this. This has like stuff.
I think this is a mistake. But yeah, for some reason this one's gated. I think it's actually a mistake. I noticed this in a different image before.
Well, we'll go back to the other one that probably we won't actually deploy it to production because it probably will have OpenSSL. And then in the future if it's I hit the copy button.
Yeah, what we can do is we'll get this build in. I can quickly walk you through SigStore. Hopefully that won't take too long. The only issue is you're best doing it. Well, we'll get there.
We'll get there. And then I just won't deploy this. This isn't on a continuous delivery, so if it builds the container, it doesn't deploy automatically. So we can build it through the thing. This is my Twitch alerts. It'll be fine. Even if a broken version gets, I've never deployed a broken version. I'll just go out and say that I've never deployed a broken version. Okay, so we quickly we deployed it. Let's actually check the image size. Docker images of test. Let's see, where's test. All right, here we go. 31 megabytes. So we went. I wrote it down somewhere. From 171. Where did we get? To?
And to be fair, we do need to add OpenSSL library to that, which will be a few more megabytes. But
okay, we'll say less than 40, which is still over 100 megabytes less than our previous image, with doing really nothing at all other than a little pain and suffering. Okay, cool. All right, and then if the other image comes out, let me know where I can use it. Now, the interesting thing is, it used to be where your guys' had where you wanted you to sign in to use the image, even though it was available, so that you'd get notified of updates. Is that all?
That's well, that's true, but so the issue is, especially if you're a customer, you have to sign in, obviously. Now, the problem is the first time you sign in, that changes like your Docker handler, if you like. So the problem I have is like I'll go to pull an image and it'll ask me to sign in even though it's a free image, if you see what I mean.
Right.
It wants to go through the you probably know, like when you do a Docker pull, it can like offload that to another service for authentication. So we have something that does that and uses like the OIDC. So you don't have a password or anything.
The Docker helper credentials is what Chris Spies is saying.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
And every now and then it expires, so I have to do a flow, even for free images.
Okay. Cool. Well, we have an image. Okay. Now let's actually run. We were running Gripe, right? Let's run Gripe now. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So we got, where did we get? We got, where did we get? We got to 31 megabytes, less than 40 once we have glibc, and we got 0 criticals, 0 highs, 0 minimums, mediums, not minimums, 0 lows, and 0 negligibles. That's pretty cool. I have to say that if nothing else, this is a huge, so I've been in software for a while. And if you said that my app was no more secure, because let's say these minimums, lows, and negligibles, like I could go through and prove that these were effectively, I don't have to go through and prove. So like the thing with it is like from a software engineer, like I now manage team like do more management stuff. But like from that, it's still a huge boon to me because like even if I could prove that those 20, what were we at? Those 26 mediums and 20 lows didn't impact us at all. That's work I have to do on every release of, hey, there are 26 mediums that don't mean anything to us and 20 lows. And so even, I'm not saying that it's not more secure. It's definitely more secure as well. But even if it wasn't, to me, this has value.
Yeah. The other thing to bear in mind is like because there's less packages in there and less software, like if you leave this image running for like 3 weeks, even though like it's an old image, obviously like our old images will accumulate CVEs as well. Just that's the way it works. But there'll be less CVEs because there's less software to accumulate CVEs.
There's a smaller base to like if we're looking at like this was our original base. This was accumulating CVEs, and now we're kind of to this, which, if there was a CVE and this stuff over here, we're only getting the stuff that, I broke it up arbitrarily. We're only going to catch these, and all of these CVEs we're not going to because it's not stuff that's related to us, which, again, we would have had to prove wasn't related to what we were doing, and now we don't. Super cool.
So do you want to quickly look at cosine?
Yeah, let's. I have plenty of time because I woke up before the sun. But I know that you might not have.
I've got a minute. We can do it.
Yes.
This won't take long, I don't think. I haven't seen what just happened. I could be well wrong, but I think we'll be okay.
Well, everybody, right now, let's thank Adrian. We dropped him into a null channel special that he has graciously helped us deal with. We have a building image. Let's give him a round of applause. Let's see if we can't cosine this, because the other part of our security is we now have this image that has 0 CVEs. And now what we want to do is also, a big thing is, if you pull this, you have no way to validate that it's from me. What if somebody took over my Docker, and how would you know that they're padding it with bad images? Let's fix that. Crispy clapped for you. You got a slow clap. So. Come on, people. All right. We do really super appreciate this. This was actually a fantastic walkthrough. I almost want to do a thing on this because like I feel like glibc is the one thing people don't think about. glibc and OpenSSL are like the things that people don't think about when they are building containers. And so I think it's a fair thing to talk about. I do apologize, Adrian, for not thinking about OpenSSL before this. That was my bad. I will think about it every single time after this. All right, let's talk about solving our last thing. How do we sign this container image?
Yeah. Do you have cosine installed?
No.
Or Sigstore? So
I thought about installing it, but I was like, I really want this to be like
from scratch.
Yeah. So cosine Sigstore. Let's go install it.
Yeah, I keep saying cosine, but like cosine's part of Sigstore, so you're quite right to say Sigstore.
I say cosine too because it's the command line. But yeah, it's okay. So wait, the quick start does not have installing. What?
It does. There's this installation at the top. There's maybe a link somewhere. Cosine installation page.
Here we go.
The other thing I should say is there's a GitHub marketplace thing, and that's pretty cool and very simple as well. Now we don't want to deploy, so I don't think we should go through.
Well, I'm actually, like I said, I'm fine doing it because, like I said, it doesn't automatically deploy to production, so I just have to fix it before we deploy it to production. Okay. So I will probably do it because I actually like how easy it is to integrate into GitHub Actions. I think that's a really cool, understated thing.
Cool. The way you're talking, I think you know more about this than me, so we're good.
No, well, I know. I have leveraged some stuff. So, all right. So we've installed it. Let's see. Cosine help. Yeah. Okay. So we've installed it. Cool. So if you have Go installed, it's a super easy install. I do believe they have package managers. So like if you have a, I could have seen Arch probably does it. Yeah. See, Arch always has everything packaged. I could have done it through Arch, but I didn't. You could have done it through Brew, Alpine, Nix OS, GitHub Actions. We will see the GitHub Actions. We'll do that later. Whether Adrian has the time or not, we'll do it though. Okay, so we got it. Let's go back to the quick start. All right, signing a blob. Wait, where's a container? Keyless signing of a container. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so the keyless bit's pretty cool. Cosine does support keys, so you can do if you have your own private key you want to sign with, and then obviously people use a public key to check it, you can do that. That workflow is supported. But the really cool thing is the keyless, as you're probably aware. So the keyless stuff basically uses OIDC identities and temporary certificates. And the really nice thing from your point of view, as somebody signing that image, is you don't have to worry about the private key getting compromised. And the nice thing from the user's point of view is they don't need to worry about trying to figure out how to get your public key to verify everything.
Right. So basically this says, hey, you have, I'm just going to say a Gmail account, and Gmail is going to validate that you signed in as you, and that's what you end up like signing with.
Yeah, well, that's used to create, so the OIDC bit talks to Fulcio. Fulcio is the certificate authority, and that will create a temporary certificate for you, basically saying that, hey, somebody with access to this OIDC identity created this certificate, and then use that certificate to sign your container. You upload the signature to the registry, so like the signature just sits alongside the container, and then it all gets published to Rekor as well. So there's a transparency log which has the details that, hey, this certificate was created at this time. And then the user can go and check with Rekor, hey, was this signed, sort of thing.
So let's do it. Now, I haven't actually logged in on the command line. So I'm going to try to sign this container. I feel like I'm supposed to like add an identity first.
No, go for it. Last time I used it, that's not what I did. It should pop up like an OIDC page.
Okay, cool. Cosine, sign, I forget our container image name. 1 second, let me go.
Do remember this is like, it won't be like a local image. This has to be something that's pushed to a registry.
Right. Right. So this is...
So you might want to do a local registry or ttl.sh. Push it to ttl.sh. Yeah, that's what to do. Push your current image to ttl.sh and we'll sign there. I'm getting the...
Why don't I just sign one that's already pushed to the Docker Hub?
You can, but that's going to push the signature up there.
Is that a problem?
Not for me.
It's not for me either. It's a repository for us learning. So, I mean, that will be great. What we need is then null... Is there a dash in this? I never remember. Null channel, I believe it's a no dash. And then this was Twitch alerts. We'll sign an old version. 0.1.19 is an old version. I say old version, but it's just a couple weeks old. And let's go. Let's see. Okay.
So this is going to complain because you've not given it a SHA digest.
I haven't given it a what?
What's it all say? I think that's just because you just installed it, I assume. But this might complain in a minute because you didn't give it like the digest of the image. So, there's okay, you think it's this tag, but what if somebody else has changed it in the middle? So you're supposed to assign digests. But we'll see what happens. Right, so that should have opened a browser.
I'm on Arch, so I will open a browser.
Cool.
Actually, no, I think it did. Look at that red tab up there. Look at that. I'm gonna go cone of silence on everybody. I like to pretend that I haven't leaked my email 100 times on stream. All right, I just did the Google prompts, everyone. We're coming back. Just did the Google prompts and Sigstore authentication successful. And you now may close this page. And this is the digest warning
so
that he's saying?
The subject of the certificate is going to be your email.
Yes.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay with that.
I understand. I get it. I get it.
Cool.
You know what? That's true. I've leaked it enough. It's fine. It's a garbage email at this point. Uses a tag, not a digest, to identify the image to sign. So this is what Adrian was commenting on. Is it's really wanting that digest, and we can look at doing that in the next.
Yeah. But it's not. I wouldn't worry too much about that at the minute. But yeah, it's done it, and that T log that's a transparency log, or the record thing I mentioned. And it's pushed it, so that's all done. So now you need to try and figure out the cosine verify stuff.
Yeah, wait, where is the transparency log? Did it give us a link to it where we can actually open it up?
I don't think you can just open it. It's probably just a web service. It's record. I don't know. That's a good question.
I know there's some link. I thought that maybe it would just give it to us in here, but maybe it doesn't. Okay, well, let's just go to the... Where is the... I know you can because Dan showed me at one point, like, it on a web page.
Record.sigstore right there. Let's try that.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Go. Where do I find Sigstore records? Come on. Hurry up, ChatGPT. Go. I know, but like, where's the website? I know that it's record. Here, records. Visit records UI. Yes, please. Come on. I'm racing.
Oh, there's UI. Okay. See, you're doing better than me.
Well, I don't know that ChatGPT isn't hallucinating something, so like, it's not letting me go to it. Okay, wait. Stop. Can I click now? No, it made this link without an actual
Oh, really?
place to go to. I love ChatGPT. I love... Here we go. All right, here we go. Let's go.
Oh, you found it.
There we
What's
go.
the URL?
All you sweet trolls out there, do not abuse my email, or else this will be the last educational stuff I do for you guys.
Search Sigstore dev.
Cool. So this actually gives us, you can actually see the things that I sign. This is actually a really cool aspect of everything that you do with this, is it keeps this record. I assume that's how Wrecker got its name. And so, yeah, it tells you a lot about it. Who was the OIDC issuer that approved it? So, like, you can see where, it was accounts.google.com. You can see, who it was, who was validated. It was a digital signature, code signing, the identifier. So you can actually now identify this. Okay, so let's actually try to validate this package as well. I think that's the next step, yeah?
Yeah. So there was yeah, but it's basically just cosine verify is what you need to run. You do need to tell it the expected issuer and subject, something like that, but we'll get there. We can maybe copy that out of what you just shown.
And then yeah, let's see. I never remember this off the top of my head. You need the signature, I believe, that you're looking for.
No, certificate. It should be certificate OIDC issuer and certificate OIDC. That'll tell you if you just like don't give it.
Let's just do that.
And you can give a regular expression, so you can say I'll accept any issuer, but you have to do it explicitly. Certificate identity, certificate.
Or so
I think there's going to be another one. So I think you got to get the certificate identity, and then it's going to ask for something else.
all right, so let's see. Where's my identity in here?
I suspect it's this accounts at Google thing, but what you can do is do the dash regex and give it like a star.
So do dash okay.
Yeah, maybe just equal to quote star or something. Yeah, try that. Oh yeah, you just ZSH, just put it in quotes.
All right, and so then we need the issuer. The certificate issuer is the next thing. Is OIDC issuer, and that is going to be the Google accounts.google.com.
So this didn't used to be like a required argument, but they added it, and it does make sense because, of course, you want to be verifying that it's signed by somebody, not by anybody.
Right. And this, you could lock it down to me or to...
Yeah, that's what we'll do in a sec. We'll run it again once we figure out exactly what that should be.
No matching signature, malformed subject, or identity star. It doesn't like star.
Maybe it's dot star.
There we go. There we go.
Cool. And that should tell you the identity as well, so we can put that in.
Well,
I hoped it would.
I could just put this in a pretty print of JSON. Let me do that.
Yeah, pipe it through JQ, yeah.
Okay. All right, so our identity is this our identity? That's not our identity, is it?
No, I don't.
No.
Think so. I think it's down the bottom. I think it's the...
I want to say it's the subject, right?
I think it's probably a subject, yeah.
Yeah. Subject. Because that's like what TLS follows. I feel like it's taking the same...
I'm going to be wrong here, but anyway.
100%. I'm generally wrong. I'll say stuff with... I am like the original ChatGPT where it just completely lies very authoritatively. No. That's it. That's it.
Cool.
It's correct. I didn't have any doubt.
So, yeah. So that's pretty cool, right? Because now we've got, you can verify the image is signed and say it was signed by you. Or at least, I guess what you're actually saying is this was signed by somebody that at this exact point in time had access to your OIDC identity.
I was going to say, and you can do something like this where it's like, 1 second, it's dot star null labs. So null labs is like where my email is. And so like this would be anybody with a null labs email that validated this image, not just me.
Yeah. This will change a little bit if you do it in GitHub. And GitHub's actually the really cool thing because obviously at this point in time, you're going through this OIDC flow, right? To sign it, we've got this manual click through and sign in step, right?
Yep.
So like, you might be thinking, well, how is this possibly going to work in CI/CD? Because I can't click through anything. But the nice thing is about the GitHub action, within GitHub, you already have the OIDC, like I think it's actually an environment variable, but basically it already has the OIDC credentials, so it doesn't need to go through that step.
I love the GitHub integration because it's just so. It's an X509, 100% crispy. I said TLS. I meant you're correct. An X509. Let's do cosine for GitHub though, because I absolutely love. Oh my gosh, I searched the wrong thing. I said ghosting. GitHub. I don't even know how I got ghosting out of GitHub. Like, I don't even know how I mistyped that.
Yeah, so you want the marketplace link. Let's see if have you got it?
Wait, I thought that this was the marketplace link. No, maybe I got it now. No, I don't. 1 second.
I've got it. I'll put it in the chat in case you haven't got it yet. Remember, I've got a slight delay.
There we go. Thank you for that. Yeah, so I do love the GitHub portion of it because it is so simple and nice that it leverages that ecosystem. So, oh wow, look at this. Add this to your entry to your GitHub workflow YAML file. And this is even optional. Let's just. Okay, so let's do this. I updated this late Saturday night because we didn't get to it, but I updated this to have a build in GitHub. So let's do GitHub workflows, and we'll just vim into here. And we'll just do this right here. Okay. So now all we need to do right now, is.
Yeah, perfect. Cool. This should work.
It should work. Those are famous last words on this stream. All right. This was working. Let's see how we'll break it. All right. So all we need to do is add this to our YAML file, and then we should be able to run it. That's my understanding.
Yep.
I'm trying to think back of the ones that I've done before with this. Let's look down here. I believe that you have to do the sign the image with a key. Here we go.
No, to go below that. There's one below that's keyless. There you go. OIDC token. That's what you want.
Oh, this one right here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's throw this in here at the top. We'll just do another one here, and that's this. Done. And then we're going to do this one right here, which is the OIDC.
Yeah, we do need to get the tag is the only thing.
Okay, so on this, we're taking the digest. So this is taking the build and push outputs, which is going to be this. So let's actually make this. So, not to be a Docker Hub thing, but you can give them these IDs so you can reference steps in later steps. That's all this is doing to get the digest and the tags. It's taking this output step, this build and push step, which should have an ID up here somewhere. Build and push. So yeah, we can just throw this ID on our step, on our build and push step, and have the same effect. Because now this will get the digest. I think that step was using Docker Hub action, right? Yeah. Same. It's using the same action. I tried to set this up for smooth sailing to make sure that everything was in all the ducks were in a row. I think this is the same. All right. So And then I think we're good. So this is if you already had a key and you're not doing the key list. We're doing the OIDC, which we're going using GitHub and the GitHub token.
Yep.
And I think we're good.
Yep.
And the cool thing is, if you remember the last time where we actually made a tag, it complained because we didn't give it the digest. Well, this is actually giving it the digest as well. So we'll be signing everything. So actually, if we commit this, let's git commit -m added secure containers. It's actually super secure right now because as soon as that runs, it's going to crash on OpenSSL, not existing. That's fine.
Also, we're being warned in chat we missed the tag thing.
I missed a tag thing. Oh no, this is the worst. Where did we miss the tag?
I'm not sure we did.
This tag is getting pulled from the
Docker
output.
meta outputs. I think yeah, but we don't have that.
It's not from build and push. Oh,
I wonder what that Docker meta thing was about.
yeah.
Meta
action. A SIG store. Sample honk. What?
I wonder if we really need that. Do we not know the tag? Can we just hard code it?
You know what? Yeah, I do know the tag because we're tagging it up here with the SHA. It's just the SHA of the commit.
Yeah, we can simplify this. Let's just. We're still going to need the digest, but like, yeah. Oh, you've tagged it. Hang on. Oh, that's a SHA the commit. Cool.
Yeah. So like, all this needs to be is.
I think you can delete down to cosine sign and then just put this. We'll just.
Wait. Do what?
We don't need this images equals. We don't need the for loop. We can get rid of the for loop, right? It's only a single image.
Okay. So it's much less complicated. So we can delete all this.
Yeah, we just need the last line.
Does this look good now?
Well, I want the last line.
Oh, the sign part. Yeah. Sorry. I like deleting stuff, okay?
And then we need so now we need to like this dollar images will become null channel Twitch alerts.
Yeah, this right here.
GitHub SHA, and then the @digest.
Will be wait, what?
Yeah, they need the and then the digest.
So something like this. Whoa.
I think it's your friend. Oh, I'm sure I had it a second ago.
Do I need an env or can I do just @digest like that? I think I can do just @digest, right?
Yeah. Is it? I want to say it's only a single thing.
It's a single thing. You're right. All right. That's probably correct.
We'll try it.
Does that look right to you?
I think so.
We're going to send it. Git commit -m updated signing to work.
We hope.
All right. Now all we have to do is wait for about 5 minutes. What's going to be cool is we're going to then also look at the Wrecker search after it's done to like see the validation. Oops, not on this. Wrong repository. Thank you, Monta, for catching that. That's awesome.
They're saying it was double parentheses. We'll find out.
So I don't think it's double parentheses because it's using one of the envs, not a GitHub Action env. It's using a actual bash environment. I don't know. I always screw it up. It's like I don't know, Adrian. This is something that I just screwed up on stream last week. I always flip, like, when you're doing like port forward, which port goes first and last. I don't know why. I can never do that correctly.
I think both volumes and ports are host first.
So I always think that, and there must be one that's not host first, because like I feel like I always think that, and then I inevitably get one wrong. With like
Symlinks always throw me. Like that feels the wrong way round half the time.
Yeah, I never know which one goes first, and I always feel stupid for not knowing which one goes first. It's like host first. That's what it is. Is it double parentheses? We're not sure yet. We will find out in a second. And now you guys will know if something came from me. It does take about 7 minutes to that's the front end. No, just the Twitch alerts, the back end takes about 3 minutes and 53 seconds. I'm actually usually pretty surprised at, okay, I'll say this. Sometimes GitHub Actions are wildly like, I don't know, it just paused for a while and didn't run. Or like it just takes 5 extra minutes. But it's weirdly consistent when it's not really off. When it's really off, it's really off. But when it's, in general, it's like, oh yeah, it's like 3 seconds apart. Or 1 second apart, which is pretty awesome. Icy Boxy, you just crashed the actual running Twitch alerts. You know that bits crash my Twitch alerts. That's how fantastic they are. Thanks for testing it, Icy Boxy, but that's part of the code. Right now, the code crashes on bits. No, I appreciate it. It's a good gesture, but bits are not the way to test it.
Does this page update, by the way? Don't you have to reload it?
No, it's updates. It's updates. Yeah. It updates. I was going to say guarantee, but I guarantee nothing at this point. This is probably going to take a little bit longer because, well, I was going to say it has to pull the chain guard images, but it doesn't cache. It does do intelligent caching, though, doesn't it? GitHub Actions do somewhat. So it's probably going to take longer because it's the first run. These weren't the first run, so it's going to do maybe a little bit more work.
The Rust build took a while.
Yeah. So it should be close. I'm going to say it's going to take less than 5 minutes. Could get some elevator music. There we go. I don't think you can hear this, Adrian, but we have elevator music. I say that positively, and then I keep checking. Yeah, we can watch them actually do the stuff, because it's actually this one. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm just sitting back, watching. We're just compiling. You know, what's the saying? A watched pot never boils? I never watch these things, because I always feel like it takes longer as soon as I start watching. Not anything true about that, but... Somebody has some Rust code. Oh, these are all the warnings of the things that will crash the service, like bits. That's what all these warnings are, of the things that I don't support yet. Like raiding. Like raiding. Not supported. Don't raid me. Actually, I do support Channel Raid V2, which is the one that currently is sent. It's still in their API, but they don't actually send this one, so
So I should ask, what does this Twitch alerts actually do? It just saves you alerts. Or
Adrian, have you not followed my Twitch channel?
sorry. Do you know what I actually did? Briefly join on Sunday, I think it was, and you were doing quite a nice explanation of Rust, high level Rust stuff.
Oh, thank you. Well, you should click that follow button and find out what the Twitch alerts do. You should do it.
Oh.
Let's hope
Did this work?
Did you click follow? It will take a little while because it has to populate the AI. The AI has to work a little once you hit follow.
I think I followed you before. How do I?
Is there a little heart?
A heart. You can tell I don't know anything about. Oh, I'm in theatre mode. Hang on. How do I come out of theatre mode? Oh, it's down here.
All right, now, while he's trying to get out of theater mode.
I do follow you. There is a heart.
Okay, well, you can unclick the heart and then click it again. So unfollow me, break my heart. And there's your Twitch alert. Do you see it on screen?
Okay. Oh, I think
we use AI to generate a custom welcome message just for you. In the depths of the abyss, Adrian Mont
cool.
face the null party. So anyways, it's just like a D&D AI that just makes up a story about you joining us. All right, this failed. Why did it fail? Bad substitution. It's double. It's double. Oh my gosh.
We should have checked against the upstream.
Well, I thought that's what I did, right?
Hmm.
They use $ digest here.
Yep.
Which then I thought that this was just a bash substitution, right? But it's not ENV.
I'd be very surprised if that was wrong. Surely other people would have
Wait.
complained.
Let me. Maybe I did something else wrong. Thank you so much, Icy Boxy, for giving out 3 community subs. That is fantastic. I super appreciate it. That's amazing. And Twitch alerts is still working, but the big reason is we didn't actually push the new container. Let's see. Update. No, we need to Vim this because this broke or isn't working because it said that this was a bad substitution. But I'm telling it it's
hang on.
Oh, it's not in a string.
I wonder if it's the spaces. Is that possible?
Yeah. That's it. It's not in a.
I'm wondering if it's the space around between the curly bracket and the name of the variable.
But it needs to just be like for it to work. It needs to be in the string substitution, right? So it needs to be in a. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
It would be nice if we had a simple way to test this that wasn't win an action and wait for 5.
My
10
biggest
minutes.
gripe with GitHub Actions is this. Is what you're talking about is specifically where it's like, because I actually feel like it's this. Let's actually do this right here. I feel like this will work. Except now we have broken this substitution. I don't think so. I think that will work through the string substitutions. I think this will work.
Do you want to delete the space around digest just in case?
I would be terrified if that affected anything, but good point. Good point. I don't know if this will work at this point.
This is my final thing, by the way. I need to go and get some food.
Okay, yeah. Adrian, for sure. I super appreciate it. You can get out of here. I also need to be getting going in like 30 minutes. So this is beyond what you've shown us how to do it, whether we get string substitution right or not. There is nothing more for you to do. I super appreciate you coming on and joining, educating us a little bit. I forgot. No exclamation points. Can't be excited. Okay. There we go. That will build for a little bit. Any questions for Adrian right now about container security, chain guard? Let's get him some questions. I think it's dinner for him. That's just my guess, or midnight snack.
Lunch. Well, it's late lunch.
Late lunch is very important. He's a part hobbit on his father's side. So he also has, second lunch.
Good lunch. Yeah, very good.
Have you watched Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I've read the books when I was a kid as well. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't. I wasn't being offensive. I was just.
No, I got it.
Any questions for him really quickly? Create the URL in a single environment. I could do that. We'll fix it without Adrian. I want to get him off of here.
I want to see if this works first. Come on.
All right, we'll watch it. Let's see. No. Actions. It's running. This is the one that we want.
You play with Dagger. They claim to fix some of these, constantly fixing CI problems. Don't understand how they fix this one, but
if we use applications that are linked against Musil instead of glibc, are there chain guard images for that? Or do you have to use glibc?
So all our images are glibc based, but if you link against Musil, you've got a completely static binary, so it should just, you can just put that straight in a static image and that should work. Are you talking in terms of Rust, I guess, would be my...
Well, I was going to say, if we made it a static library where we weren't using something native on the machine, everything would have worked. Our problem was that I was linking against OpenSSL, which doesn't exist in the container I was using.
Yeah, by the way, the hack that we could have used is to copy that library from the host container. It's not very...
I was going to say, we could have done something like this. What you're saying is let's just recover. Good, whatever. We could have done another from the other container here.
Copy, yeah.
And then, copy it in here.
Mm-hmm.
But...
And that probably would have worked, but it gets a bit hairy.
As long as the glibc version that was used to compile it was the same as the one that's in here, which if they're all latest, in theory, should work because we're getting all of these from ChainGuard. So they should all be built, but yes, it's a little I'm just I'm waiting for there's a new image going to come out. I hope that becomes open. I'm going to wait for that one.
There's a question about dev versions. I think there is. I don't think static has a dev version, but because that's basically Wolfie based, but pretty much everything has a -dev version.
And dev has extra stuff in it like bash and some other
I think it's BusyBox by default with the Ash shell, whatever it's called. But you could,
okay, sure.
Bash.
But it has some sort of shell. It's not as locked down as the other ones.
Yeah, and it has a package manager, so from that point, you're free to add anything.
Which we did use a little here. We used APK. So is Wolfie built off of or based off of? I know it's like its own distribution, but it uses APK, which Alpine's the only. I'm not a big. I don't know APK that much, other than Alpine uses it.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple format. It's like a tar file, and some like a text format describing what the tar file is. It's not too much to it. We did end up building Go APK, which is a library for working with APK files.
Oh, cool. Is that open source?
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Sorry, Dutch. I know that this was not very friendly for the entire West Coast. I get it. That's what worked for Adrian and for me. So,
is this recorded? I'm missing.
It is recorded. It is. So there is a YouTube channel, Null Labs Live, where all of these go. So if you wanted to see it, you're more than welcome to. We talked a little bit of security. We talked a little bit about container packaging. We talked a little bit about how I screwed up my Rust project. And then we debugged that for a little bit. And then
we did not mention CUDA images, and we did not mention FIPS. That's just to be clear.
Yep. We didn't mention any of those things. And then we didn't cry on stream for a good solid 5 minutes after not mentioning anything like that.
ChainGuard images compliant with Red Hat's image repost. No, like somebody just started a lawnmower next door. Like although we use the APK format from Alpine, you can't use Alpine APKs because they're all compiled against Muzzle and so on. So you can't mix and match. You have to use all ChainGuard APKs.
Well, I was going to say, Dutch, I think one of the big things that you're also talking about is the OpenShift marketplace, which requires you to be based off of a Red Hat image, which means basically it has to be. It can't even be a Rocky image. It has to be a Red Hat universal base image, or.
Okay. Sorry, I misunderstood the question. Yeah.
No, I mean, your answer was also good, but I was just expanding on what I think he was diving towards. So I will just recap. We went from our test here, where we went from 2 criticals, 20 highs, 30, rebuilding, we got it down to 26 mediums, 20 lows, to 3 negligibles, to 0 across the board. We used a command line called gripe. So this will scan your images. You can use this in your pipelines as well. It's really easy to scan in like a GitHub action, to use gripe in a GitHub action. I believe they have an action that just allows you to basically go for it. So yeah.
Well, here we are. Yeah, I should also mention, like, as well as gripe, there's stuff like Docker Scout, Sneak, Trivy. So there's a bunch of options. Don't tell me it didn't work.
No, it does. It didn't do the. It didn't expand the digest, did it?
Oh, really? Oh, it's saying enter the verification code. Oh. Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, because it also detected non-interactive mode detected. I can't interact with it.
Using device flow. You must have done something wrong, but I don't know what it is.
I was gonna say, I'm sure that this is me. I'm gonna.
Oh, we did the dash yes, didn't we? We did. I can see it there.
I mean, yeah. Let's. We can go back here, but yeah. There's dash yes. And all these images they built a thing with the tag and the digest. And a space. Did I miss a step?
Oh, wait a sec. Yeah, we did. Look, there's an N. Oh, that's a key.
So, we did this cosine installer. We did that. There.
Oh, we did. The permissions. We didn't set the ID token permission. That's it. See permissions, ID token.
So if you guys don't know, in GitHub Actions, there's default permissions, but you can actually put permissions in the action.
Device flow, I think, just it shouldn't have been asking for notifications.
Well, it's weird. It shouldn't ask for. I mean, I'm guessing that it's falling back to that because it didn't get the token that it needed. So it's asking for like an actual, like, I guess it makes sense. But it was supposed to be a device flow, so I feel like it should just fail instead of. But it makes sense. Okay.
Okay, so I think we know what it is. I'm going to run away, I'm afraid. I am hungry.
You run on. I'm going to continue on. I will tweet out at you. Thank you so much, Adrian, for joining and showing us this. I super appreciate it.
No problem. It's great being on here. Thank you for having me. Okay.
Absolutely.
Catch you all later.
All right. I do believe he's gone. Make sure if you guys see him on Twitter or whatnot, give him a huge shout out. They were very willing to come on stream and help us do this, and so that's awesome. I super appreciate their time, expertise. Also, honestly, let's be real. They do a lot for the open source from SigStore. Dan Lornick was on stream here last fall talking about SigStore. They help a lot in those areas. They also do a lot of things around, like the MVD. They do a lot of those types of things. So they do quite a bit. So I'm gonna post a tweet after this thanking them. Please, heart it or whatnot. I really appreciate them coming on and showing us some of this stuff. I think that this is pretty cool. Let's actually let's add this workflow permissions for signing. Spelling is difficult. Spelling is difficult. Oh no. No. There we go. Okay. All right. How's everyone doing today? Thanks everyone for joining. Thank you, Icy Boxy, for those community subs. I know we were in the middle of figuring that out, and I super appreciate it. I really do. Those gifted community subs. We're going to watch this build. Then I've got to go. I got to get on a flight tomorrow. I won't be streaming tonight. Because I'm packing all my streaming gear up for the flight in the morning, which I have to be at the airport at 4 a.m. Redonkulous. It's the worst. Oh, let's see. We're waiting on this one. We'll watch it. I know it annoys you guys not to watch it. I don't know why. I'm good with just watching the spinny orange box. The typical stream schedule is Tuesday, Wednesday, or Tuesday and Thursday in the after like 8:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't get on right at 8:30 or 9. It's around 8:30 to 9:30 to like midnight ish. And then on Saturdays, I usually stream on Saturday morning around 9:30 is when I get on. 9:30 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. If you get on the Discord, I post when I go live. And then on Fridays, I do the news. I was just thinking about it. We changed from Sunday. On Friday, I do the news at noon, high noon, Eastern Standard Time. High noon. The highest of noons. Thanks, Veggie. I'm glad that you enjoy it. Thanks for coming out and watching. We're going to follow through with this. We still have one problem that we're not going to solve right now. We have one problem with our Docker file, which I'm going to follow. Actually, I have it up over here, don't I? Yeah. We have one problem over here with our Docker file where this image actually doesn't have... We weren't able to get... We tried to use native TLS or non-native TLS on everything. And SQLX didn't like it, although they say they support it. It wasn't working. And so this doesn't actually have OpenSSL in it. So I either need to switch to an image that has OpenSSL, or I need to get SQLX to actually build without OpenSSL. So this image will build, but the container won't run because... Now, unless if they just need it at build time for some reason and it doesn't need it for runtime, so maybe it would work. I'm not going to deploy it because who knows if it will actually work or not. But it wasn't about that. Today wasn't about that. Today was about, how to make our containers a little bit more secure. How do we sign them? What is signing? Why do you want to sign them? Maybe I'll do like a 15-minute recorded thing that's just that, like just a recap of the things that we've done. I might do that. It would be next week. I'm way too busy this week, but... We're almost there. I didn't freeze. Yes, I still cannot turn off. I have to... One thing I need to do is I need to install FaceTime on this little Mac Mini that doesn't have an inbuilt camera so that I can disable the feature that breaks it. I actually don't think this is going to work because I don't think it's expanding the token correctly. I don't think it's expanding the talk. I forgot to deal with that. Shoot, it's kind of dumb to do all of this just to wait for it. So I'm trying to do. Let's see. I'm trying to do this. This right here. I'm trying to do this and to actually use the digest like this, but I'm not sure that it is actually see, like, digest. That's wrong. That should actually be the digest. It's not expanding. This is weird. Enter the verification flow. It shouldn't have me enter the verification flow. This is the device. Wait. Non-interactive mode using device flow. Okay, this is broken. We added these. Build image. Actions checkout. We installed Cosign. These are log into GitHub container registry. We don't need that. We're logging into Docker Hub container registry. Thank you so much for the follow. And then we're not signing with a key. We're signing image with the OIDC token. And there's your we're working on the containers that make that the Twitch alert. All right, so I don't know that I have enough time to figure this out. Is it just that the digest is bad? Like maybe it's right here. Maybe the bad digest is what's causing the device flow not to work. I could just plug in the literal steps.build and push bit there. Wait, what are you saying? Let's... Oh, yeah, you know what? I can just... Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I don't... I was doing this because that's what they did, but you're right. We know the SHA is working. So, this was... You're 100% right. I should just do that instead. Because we know this is working to get the... Yeah. Okay, this will work. I was doing this because that's what they did, and I just copied and paste, but I'm not sure why I did that. Okay. What is a good commit message for that? Corrected assigning to use the digest. There we go. Whatever. Now we wait again. It's fantastic. It'll go. It'll work this time. You know what? While we're waiting for this to go, I need to go get a drink. I need like 2-minute break. I'm going to take a 2-minute break. I'm going to run an ad and we'll come right back to this. I'm going to leave this running so you guys can watch it. I'll be right back. The bravery of not adding "I hope" to the end of your commit messages. Yeah. Maybe I'm just a little more delusioned than you are. Probably my biggest issue with GitHub Actions is this right here. This right here is probably my biggest problem with GitHub Actions, is the fact that to test them, you can use something like Act, and I don't have Act installed locally, but you can use something like Act and test some of the stuff, but not all of this stuff works with Act because, like, your secrets and environment variables won't. So, like, there's a good chance that this wouldn't actually sign with Act. And yeah, that's probably my biggest problem. So then, like, the easiest way to test is something like Act and adding your own machine as a worker. And it's hard, confusing, and not fun. If there was one thing I think that they need to do better, is that. See, I got everything using Rust LS. I almost think that's the stream that we do. When I fix this, is not using OpenSSL at all. We will be using Heck, though. We'll be using the heck out of it. Just to be fair. See? We're using the heck out of Heck. That's right. I'm here all day with the bad jokes. You might want to clap for me. I can't do anything with Twitch OAuth 2. I'm sorry. You moved from OpenSSL to Rust TLS and it made producing static bins way easier. Yeah, so it was supposed to. That was what we tried to do really quickly. And what happened over here was that actually the code's open here. Cargo. Actually, we can just do what cargo tree. I'll do the actual cargo tree grep open. Did we not actually do this? I thought we did. Anyways, we'll do grep open SSL. This is being pulled in by SQLX, but I don't know why. I don't know why SQLX. I'm not sure why SQLX is still. I actually have a theory now that I said I don't know why. We updated SQLX to do this, which is the Rust TLS. But do you know what I didn't check? That is a workspace TOML, and we're building Mono, which uses the workspace. But this does not. This does not. I almost guarantee you this is the issue. Uh-oh. This is still not working properly. It did get the digest though. Check that out. Twitch alerts, null channel, Twitch alerts. So this is all working properly, but Cosine is not doing the device flow properly. I'm going to have to... Is this like a one-time thing that I have to do? I think this is wrong. I think this is wrong. I have to look into this though. This shouldn't... It shouldn't be a one-time thing either. Because it should be signing with the Docker keys. Well, that's what it's supposed to be doing, right? I was kind of focused on fixing wherever I'm using SQLX that I'm not supposed to. Oh, that's where we're... Let's see. We have resolved. This is the root. Okay. And that one is also resolved. Okay. So now if we do tree... Oh, wait. This is in Tokyo Tungstenite. Wait, I thought we had fixed that too. Okay, I'm going to have to go through and fix all these. I will go through that and do that. We fixed the one. All right, whatever. And I'm going to have to look into this. I don't know why this is not correct. We did this, right? And unfortunately, I don't have the time to dig into it right now, but we did the permissions here for the contents package ID token. And that's what you're supposed to do, right? So let's see. Permissions, contents, read, write. Need for signing the image with GitHub OIDC token. And then let's see. Install Cosine. They're not giving any version or anything. That's fine. QEMU, Docker build. GitHub container registry, that's fine. We don't need this because the only thing that they're getting from the Docker, the metadata action, is they're using this to get the tag, right? That's what they're doing here. This is them pushing, and then they reuse that tag here, but sign the images with the GitHub OIDC token. And we're just doing cosine sine yes images. I'm going to have to go look at some references and see what's wrong with this. But then what I'm going to do is we're going to do a 15-minute video recapping as well as going over that. So 15-minute video recap, go over whatever the issue is currently with our what is that? I'm glad that, we're signing it locally and everything, and that's fine. The nice part is this is supposed to be really, really simple. The one thing I have to look into is maybe, this is in the my GitHub org, and maybe I haven't set it up properly for this to work. I'll have to check to see if they have any recommendations for like some sort of permission that I haven't set. So I'll go through and read over this. Never mind, this action does not need any GitHub. I don't even need the packages, right? Yeah. I just need the ID token. Again, I don't have the time. And for that, I am sorry. I must get to work. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I will fix that at a later date. I hope you all enjoyed something. I hope to see you guys Friday. Remember, Friday, please join, hang out. It would mean a ton to me if you were able to hang out as much as you could on Friday. I look forward to seeing you guys on Friday. And other than that, there'll be no other streams this week. The next time I will see you will be next Tuesday. Seems like forever, but I will be exhausted. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll see you guys on Friday.